What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Pitts from Pitts and Push Sports Talk Radio. Got another one coming at you today. It's been a minute, but it's a returning guest, Coach Bernard Clark Jr. through the eye of the tiger. You know what it is. But before we get into that, got to break you in right.
You are now tuned in to Pitts and Push Sports Talk Radio. Yes, and we back.
Coach.
What up? What up? How you doing, Pitts?
I'm good. Listen, y'all know we had to get a radio drop from Coach, so this is how we becoming more official. When we got radio drops like we on 93.9 or Whammo, and it sound like this.
This is Bernard Clark Jr., head football coach at Robert Morris University, and you're on the air with Pitts and Push.
Let's go. What's going on, Coach?
Not much, man. I'm just enjoying the process. I told everybody from now on, whenever somebody asks me how I'm doing or what's going on, basically what I'm going to tell them is I'm enjoying the process. I'm not upset. I'm not happy. I'm not mad. I'm just enjoying the process.
Man, it's been a minute. It has. So, things happen. We couldn't get on last time, but, God's grace is sufficient. Health is great.
Yeah,
So listen, before we jump into Robert Morris University, right?
Okay.
I want to get your take on something. Two things.
Two things or two people?
Just two things. Okay. Well, they could be interchangeable. One, Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald retires.
Absolutely. I think he retires the right way. He's been in the league 10 years. He's won a Super Bowl. He's a phenomenal player. He's been in the Pro Bowl every year that he's been in the NFL. He's been named Defensive Player of the Year 3 times. I'm not sure how much more he can accomplish other than winning another Super Bowl. I mean, because he's made enough money to take care of his family, generational wealth. And so he's done everything he can do at that level. So I think he's going out in the right way. That's just my opinion. I mean, obviously it's Aaron's opinion also because Aaron's retiring.
Not only that, he was also defensive rookie. Like his accolades just stack.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And that's why, that's the other crazy thing. That's why you can't judge a book by its cover, because Aaron Donald was recruited by the University of Pittsburgh and Akron. That's it. Those are the only 2 schools that offered him coming out because he's 5'11", 6 foot, not a very tall guy. And people didn't see they didn't watch the film. And I guess I get that from Tony Dungy when he recruited, Warwick Dunn when he drafted Warwick Dunn in the first round. Everybody's like, he's too small of a back. Well, Coach Dungy watched film. And that's what you do. You watch film on guys instead of watching highlights. You go back, you do your research, you watch film, and you find something that you like, and Pitt found something that they like. They made Greg Gattuso. And they brought Aaron Donald in. Aaron Donald obviously showed out at Pitt. And he was a phenomenal player. And he got a chance to play in the NFL and prove himself to be a Hall of Famer that he is right now.
If you can describe Aaron Donald in one word, what would it be? If you can describe his play in one word, what would it be?
Tenacious.
Yeah,
he's just tenacious. I mean, he's a guy that gets after it. He did it when my first year in 2010, I was a linebacker coach at the University of Pittsburgh. And Aaron Donald came in as a freshman. And Pitts, I'll never forget watching him get off the ball. I literally thought he was watching the center squeeze the ball. And that's when he was coming out of the stands, because his get off was so fast. I never forget we were playing Syracuse up there at Syracuse. And before the center could get the ball to the quarterback, Aaron was in his chest. The ball popped out. Linebacker by the name of Greg Wiggum scooped it up and ran it back to the 2-yard line. I said, this guy's going to be phenomenal. He showed signs of being who he is, even as a true freshman.
Yeah, just dominant, just overall brutal dominance. No matter if you got 2 people on him, 3 people, and sometimes 4.
Yeah. The only other guy I've ever seen play like that, and some people know who he is, and some people don't know who he is, and I had the personal privilege of playing with him, was Jerome Brown, who played with the Philadelphia Eagles, was drafted back in 1986 by the Philadelphia Eagles. And Jerome Brown was one of those guys. To this day, I go back and I watch the Penn State game that we lost, and they got first they have the center trying to block him, then it's the center and the guard trying to block him, then it's the center, the guard, and the fullback trying to block him. So it's one of those things where if Jerome didn't have a short life like he did, when he tragically died from a car accident, he would definitely been a Hall of Famer and a phenomenal player. There's no doubt about it.
Shout out to Aaron, man. His flowers
Absolutely.
are well deserved. I said before, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. That's not even a question. All they got to do is put him on there. Everybody's
Yeah.
going to vote for him. And because not only is he a phenomenal football player, but he's also an outstanding person. I mean,
Yes.
when you've been in the public eye as long as he's had and haven't had any somebody come out and say something crazy about you, that's always that's always a great asset to you and your family. So he's carried on his family's name, which is outstanding.
And last question, because I definitely want to get into Robert Morris.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, and again, everything that we say is opinionated. It's our opinion. That's why it's called
There's no doubt
podcast,
about
right?
it.
So, when it comes to the moves, or what has been your most surprising move in the NFL during free agency, or have you been surprised at any of the moves that have taken place so far?
I haven't really been surprised, to be totally honest with you, because right now it's a situation where a lot of guys are at that point in their career where they either want the money
Yeah,
or they want the ring. So
yeah,
you get to that point in your career where it's like, okay, what am I going? Am I going to get the money or the ring? And you got guys like, let's take prime example. You got your guy that went to the running back that went to the Baltimore Ravens. He's
yeah.
trying to do
You want
something
a ring?
outstanding because that's what Lamar's trying to do. So I
Yeah,
mean, he's made the money, he's done everything else. He's like, can I get a ring now? And I think he's getting with a quarterback where he can go about doing it. I know it's a situation, like I said, most guys at this stage are trying to either get the money or get the ring, and depends on where they're going or who they're playing with.
absolutely. And like one of our viewers, DJ Garlett, shout out to DJ, Bowie State University quarterback, NFL prospect. Definitely deserved to be on somebody's team.
Okay.
Definitely worthy of being a 53-man roster. He said Aaron Donald, 99, was QB's worst nightmare.
There's no doubt about it. For 10 years. For 10 straight years. And like I said, he was a Pro Bowler every year he was there. So for 10 straight years, he was a quarterback's worst nightmare.
Robert Morris University. We
Mm-hmm.
are. I can smell the grass.
I know you can.
It's that time, right? It's time for. And I know you guys already been out doing drills and whatnot, but let's talk through that. What's been going down at JoeWalton Stadium?
Well, we got spring ball right now. We started spring ball before they went on spring break. We had 5 practices and got them under our belt. And we just had our 6th practice this past Tuesday. The 7th practice is coming up tomorrow. So we've been getting after it pretty daggum good. I mean, it's one of those situations where I'm trying to callus our guys' skin, meaning I'm trying to get them used to hitting. The toughest
Yeah,
thing about college football right now and about football in general, and I'll tell anybody this who will listen, the players are bigger, the players are faster, the players are stronger. The players are not tougher right now than we used to be. And that's how I see it. It's not a matter of them not being better athletes or anything like that. I just see guys turn down hits a lot more than I did when I played or when other guys played. That's the only thing I see the
yeah,
difference is right now. Guys don't tackle the same. And the reason they don't, because one, they're not allowed to tackle like we were allowed to tackle, because you could tackle every day. There was no 20-hour rule when I was at University of Miami. There was practice every day. Now it's a 20-hour
right.
rule. There's a lot of rules in place. So you got to try to callous your guys' skin. So I'm trying to find the best way we can by thudding as much as we can, which is as close to tackling as you can get, and trying to callous their skin and make them understand the importance of being able to wrap up and make a hard tackle and tackle a guy and grab cloth to take him to the ground. And not only that, get a running back used to running through a tackle, making him understand that you can't get brought down by one guy. One
Right.
guy can't bring you down. And so we're doing those things right now at practice, and it's coming along pretty good.
So talking about the thudding and trying to get the calluses, I understand completely what you mean. You want to
Mm-hmm.
get them in that environment now, right? So when practice really is in effect, we don't got to start from here. We're already there,
Right.
right? And over these months, when we lay off from spring ball to fall ball, now that's mental preparation. That's
Absolutely.
in the gym. That's
Mm-hmm.
body, taking care of your body, making sure your body's right, making sure you're
Absolutely.
mentally right.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about some of the transfers that are they participating in spring ball at this time?
Oh, 100%. We do have a running back that we're excited about, Fitz, and I know you're ex running back, so you like when I say things like that. We have an ex running back that we brought in. Actually, we brought him in from the NEC, so we went back to the NEC. He was the leading rusher in the NEC last year. He was at Merrimack University, and he came to us, you know, mid-year, and he's doing an outstanding job. He's doing some things in the backfield that we haven't seen in a while. And the one thing he has done in the backfield is he's created a competition level that's put it way up there. He's one of those guys, he can literally make you miss in the phone booth, and that's what we're excited about. So our O-line's excited about it because they can miss a block, and he's probably going to make up for it by making a guy miss on the tackle. So we're excited about our scrimmage on Saturday. I know I am, because I want to see what he can really do in a scrimmage situation for a long period of time and see how he can tote that pill. And we also got a young man that we got from Eastern Illinois by the name of Tyrese Harvey. He's a corner who's been playing pretty doggone good for us also. Also got a big guy. We got a big guy by the name of Jaden Rollins. He comes to us from Villanova. He's a 6'4", 6'5", 300 and something pound, wears a size 18 shoe, offensive tackle. And he's very fluke-footed, does a great job of getting after guys, runs like a deer. I mean, to be so big, the guy can really run. And so we're excited about him being there and protecting our quarterback. So there's some guys we got into the transfer portal that we're really excited about. And hopefully we're going to get a couple more also.
How has the addition to the running back been to the running back room? You got some guys that's returning, and it's iron sharpen iron, right? This is competition. This is when you bring your best. How has that generated with the other running backs?
Well, that's exactly what it's done. I mean, it's a situation when they realize, I got to step up my game. And we had a couple of guys get a little nicks here and there. They're trying to get back on the field now because they realize you may be pulling away. You may be losing your job. So Ty's done a good job. His name was Tyvon, also Edmonds. He's also done a good job of creating that atmosphere. But DJ Moore, you ain't going to give it up easy. DJ was the guy that came on strong for us towards the end of the year last year. One of the big reasons we had the big win at SEMO, was that we were able to keep that ground game sustained. Now, unfortunately, Cyrus, other young man, he had to get a operation on his foot. He hurt his foot pretty bad. So he won't be able to be out there this spring. But when he comes back, that'll be even more competition. So we're excited about the running back room.
There was a shout out too from DJ as well to Coach Firm and Coach Rome.
Okay, yeah.
Is Coach Rome the running backs coach?
Coach Rome is the running back coach. Jerome Smith, he was at Morgan State. He came to us from Morgan State. And Coach Firm was also at Morgan State, and he also came to us from Morgan State. But Coach Firm was also at Wyoming before that. So Coach Firm is our offensive coordinator, and Coach Rome is our running backs coach. It's crazy when I got the job. When I brought Firm in and gave Firm the job as the offensive coordinator, one of the first guys he told me about was Coach Smith. And I was like, okay. So he's real close to him, the best of friends, and they work well together. So those are the kind of guys you want out there that can go at it on the field and then afterwards go out and hang at each other's house. So you want coaches like that. You want guys that don't take it personal, that understand it's about the job. It's on the job. Let's do a good job. Let's do a great job of doing the job and go from there. So
absolutely. And shout out to them HBCUs. That's near and dear.
Absolutely.
When we talk about spring, so what has been a focus for you going into spring? Just reacclimating the new guys in, figuring out what they got, seeing how if the fire is burning in the other guys' faces. Let's talk to me.
Toughness. I'm trying to build toughness. That's what I'm trying to build, Pitts. I'm telling you, man, that's what we're trying to do. We're running the ball. I mean, we literally have a period where it's just team run. I don't want to see a pass. I don't want to see a ball thrown. I don't want to see a bootleg. I don't want to see – all I want to see is downhill running the ball. So we're trying to build toughness. Like I said, we're trying to callous our guys' skin and make sure they understand the importance of making tackles in the hole and doing a good job. And our defense has done a good job, but the great thing about a defensive coordinator, Dave Plungus, what he does a good job is I heard him today yelling at the guys, say, guys, the other day at practice, we had five runs that were over 10 yards. That's not good. We can't have 5 runs. But that's his mentality. That's 50 yards to him. You just gave up 50 yards. That's not good. So that's the mentality our defense has had too. And he simplified the defense so our guys are playing a lot faster, making the checks a lot quicker. So that's what I'm excited about, just playing faster. And that's been the key, trying to play as fast as we can and play as tough as we can.
I mean, listen, you're right up on top of the hill, Moon Township. So if you want somebody to get tough, go ahead. When the winter comes, let them stand up there and hit. That's a blistering wind at the top of that hill.
And I know it's snowing today. We had flurries today.
So that's when you want it. Then you really want to get them out there. Oh, you want some callous? You want to see who's tough? Listen, because when you're cold. And that shot go through your body.
The only problem is they coach cold. That's the problem. I can't hit nobody. So I'm just out there. I'm just out there in my gloves as I'm layered up. But I'm excited about it. You know me, when I practice, I'm on the field. I'm on the
Right.
field blowing the whistle, making sure everybody's where they need to be at, and making sure they're getting after. But the guys are doing a great job, and we're learning and we're growing. And like I said, we're playing faster. We understand the importance
Right.
of minimizing what our guys are doing. I think that's the most important thing. Guys should get so caught up in all these schemes and all this other stuff and not understand that when you go to a 20-hour week rule, you can only have them for 20 hours. Most guys aren't going back to their room and studying. You're going to have some guys that are going to do that. Most guys aren't going to be students of the game. So you want to minimize what you're giving them so they can play fast. And so we're doing a good job of that. Both the offense and defensive coordinator doing a great job of that.
Have there been any challenges that you have implemented or that you're doing within your coaches as well? Like during spring, is it more, or is there something that you're looking both from the players and the coaches?
Well, the thing we've been doing is we've graded every practice, and we haven't graded like most people A, B, and stuff like that. What we've done is we've made a chart, and at the end of every practice, our coaches graded, and there's above average, there's below average, and then there's Red Cross. The Red Cross guys just can't practice, so we're gonna put them in the Red Cross group, and everybody has a different group, and the coaches are grading themselves in the same way. But I think what the demand that I'm getting from the coach and the demand I want from the coach and what I've demanded them to do is understand that we have to play faster. So let's make sure our guys understand what we want out of them and how they're going to play it. I was listening to a coach the other day, and he was talking, and he said what it boils down to when you're talking to a player, there are two reasons people don't do something. Two reasons, Pitts. Only two reasons people don't do something. First reason is they don't know how to do it.
Right.
So if a player doesn't know how to do it, let's show them how to do it. Let's teach them how to do it. Let's get them where it needs to be. And the other reason is they don't want to or they don't feel like it. Period.
Yep.
There are no other reasons. Either you don't know how to do it or you don't feel like doing it or don't want to do it. And that's what it boils. So I want to make sure our guys understand the importance of, hey, we don't need all these excuses.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it? Do you not want to do it? So those things are important. And I was telling the guys, and that's where I was telling everybody, I'm enjoying the process, where that comes from. And the reason that came to my mind, I was listening to something with Kobe Bryant the other day, and someone asked Kobe, are you the kind of person that loves to win or do you hate to lose? And Kobe said, neither, because that's a byproduct of what you're doing. And you either set your mindset on winning, and you don't win and you get dejected, or you set your mindset on doing this and you lose and you get dejected. He said, I fell in love with the process. And that's exactly where I am. It's not about, like, God may have me on a journey, but it's a process. So I'm enjoying the process, no matter what it is. Whether it's a bump here or a bump there, you have to enjoy the process.
We talked about something before, and I guess I want to see if that's something that you also look for in spring ball. Last year we talked about when it comes to football now, or when it comes to sports in general, right? You have to differentiate those who actually love the game, and something that we just talked about earlier, those who are in for the money or those who love the game, because it's you're going to get a different effort out of the two, right? Because the ones that love the game, they're putting it all on the line every single day, right? The ones who are in for the money, that's a business, so they're going to make business decisions. That's what they call them now, business decisions.
Absolutely.
During spring training or spring ball, is that something that you kind of look for to see who's actually giving all, or who do I recognize when players are taking plays off? Am I like, do you look for those type of things in players early on now, so when the season comes, you already have an idea of, okay, I already know that this player right here is all in. This player has shown some flashes of they're in, but then they get distracted.
100% pitch, and I tell the guys, this is basically a tryout, because if we don't see you as being all in right now in the spring, or you won't be invited to camp. There's no sense bringing you to camp, and I don't care if you're a walk-on or a scholarship guy. The first thing I tell young men when they come here is the only promise I'm going to make you, if we give you a scholarship, is if you go to class, you're going to graduate from college. That's the only promise I'm going to make you. If you're not getting it done the way we think you can get it done, that's on us as coaches. We watch the film. It's not getting done. You're not doing it. And if you start getting in trouble, then that's on you. But as long as you're doing what we're asking you to do and you're busting your behind and you're not good enough, you won't come to camp. You'll keep your scholarship, but you won't come to camp. You'll practice once we start practice in school like that. Because I promise you, you'll get your what? Your degree. Yeah. And that's what's important to me, to make sure a young man gets his degree. But If you're not getting it done on the field, I tell them all the time, this ain't personal. You guys are thinking this is personal. We are looking for guys that can help us win football games. I love all of you as people. I love all of you as young men. But if you're not getting it done on the football field, we must sit you down and get somebody in there who can get it done. Because it goes back to what you just said. The way you're making business decisions by missing tackles and jumping out of the way, we're going to make a business decision and keep you off the football field. So everybody's making business decisions. And in spring ball, if they show up where you're not tough enough, if you're not getting it done, and it includes special teams also. If you're not getting it done,
right,
then we got to let you go.
Have you noticed, or is there an excitement in the air that you guys are returning back to your old conference?
100%. I think our guys are really excited about it. The fact they feel like we can go back. And I think they're even more excited because we don't have those 2-day trips anymore. You know, the trip to SEMO, even though we won the game, we're talking about a trip that took 14 hours coming back. You know, so the next day, our guys, we have Sundays off. I give the guys Sundays off, thank God. So they didn't have to go back and go to practice and try to get ready for
Right.
Mondays. And so that's the positive thing about that. So the long trips are the first thing that they talk about not wanting to do that. But the other fact that in 2019, when we had that opportunity to win the conference championship and we lost by a half because Central Connecticut just outplayed us in the second half and just were a better team. We felt it. We felt good about it. And we got a couple of guys still on the team from that time. So they're really excited about it. And they know what we can do in going back to the NEC. So they're excited about it, no doubt.
And that's funny. I was going to ask you, were there any carryover of players that were a part of the NEC before you guys moved to the Big South?
Right now, we only got 2 of them, I think.
Okay.
The other, Jamar Shagog, you know, he's a linebacker that was here at 19. And the other 2 guys that vaguely remember it because they used to come by, they committed to us early, 2 offensive linemen, Luke Beltevsky and Hayden Barron. I know I pronounced Luke's last name wrong. He'd kill me, but it's one of those situations where those 2 guys, they're excited about it because they knew what we had at the time. But the other good thing about it, all the guys are thinking about right now is we have an opportunity to go in and win and compete for a championship. So their mindset is on that right now.
And how excited are you about going back to the NEC?
I'm very excited. It goes back to what I just said, not taking those long trips. We have maybe one trip where we're going to do a 2-day trip. And that's like I think an 8-hour trip, and that's in Connecticut. So we're going to take 2 days on that trip. But other than that, all our trips are 1 day. We can do it and leave on a Friday, practice Friday morning, jump on the bus, get down there, get resting very well, and put ourselves in a good position, again, to win the football games. And it goes back to what I said before, and now we're on a balanced playing field when it comes to scholarships. You know, we don't have a significant amount of scholarships less than our opponents that we're going against. Everybody's on the same level playing field.
When this year, correct me if I'm wrong, but this year for NCAA football, you guys are allowed to practice against other teams, right?
No, I haven't heard that rule yet. I wish it would come through, Pitch. I really do, especially in the fall, because when we're in training camp, you get tired of banging each other. And if we can get a school like Carnegie Mellon, you know, a Division III school that's not too far from us, we can go to their stadium and they can come to our stadium. If we can go there and do a practice again, not even a scrimmage, just a practice against each other, some 7-on-7, some inside runs, some team run stuff, some goal line stuff, that just makes us better because now we can see we're competing against another team. I wish they put that rule into place, but they have not done it yet.
I thought I read that somewhere, and I was like, let me see if that's
they're trying to do it. They're trying to do it. It's a situation where they're trying to do it. Now, it's crazy you say that because this past week I visited the Arlington Renegades, you know, the XFL team that won the XFL championship last year. I got a good buddy of mine. He's defensive coordinator. His name's Jay Hayes. And I went up there and I sat with them, and I met a coach that's from Texas A&M Commerce. And he was telling me something that they are doing, and I'm not sure. I got to find out if we can do it or not. They're playing a JUCO in August. So it's not considered a game, but they can play this game against a JUCO, and they can play some of the freshmen and see if they're ready to go and stuff like that. And he said, Coach, I'm going to get the information and let you know how we're able to do that, because that's something I wouldn't mind doing. I wouldn't mind playing against a team like, you know, especially Lackawanna. Lackawanna's a heck of a JUCO.
Football team.
You got Erie, you know, you got Erie, the JUCO too. So you got some different schools in the area that you could play against as far as JUCOs go. And, you know, and not count it as a game and it'd be like a scrimmage. So I got to figure out how to do that.
Going into the season, what is your vision as far as like, not looking ahead, but not looking behind? You know, 2024 season is a success if what?
If we enjoy the process, and I'm not trying to be a cliche about that, it's a situation where we got to go into every game with the mindset of it's about doing what we're capable of doing, and we'll win the football game. Don't get caught up in winning. Don't get caught up in losing. Understand that what we're coaching you to do and what we're
Yeah.
asking you to do, if you do those things, we can win the football game. And don't get too high, don't get too low, whether we win or lose, but stay as even kill as we can and make sure we're there at the end. If we're there at the end and we're competing for it, like I think we're capable of doing, we're competing for the conference championship, then I think it's a successful season. I'm not saying we have to win it, but I'm saying if we're competing for it, I feel like we've had a successful season.
When the Robert Morris University Colonials take the field, what is it that you want the team to be known for? Because like I said over years, right? One thing about your teams is that regardless of the score, regardless of the record, they fought till the very last second, right? And you don't
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of teams that actually do that. You have some that lay down and make business decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it comes to this year, and you say enjoy the process, but from another team's perspective, what is that thing that you want to make sure that your team leave a lasting impression on the opponents with?
Exactly what you said, that we compete and we're tough. I think those things are extremely important. If your team's competing for 60 minutes and the other team knows it's going to be a dogfight for 60 minutes, that we're not going to lay down, we're going to get it going. That's the thing that's most important to me. If we guys are competing from the first whistle, 60 plus minutes, because you never know if you're going to go into overtime, 60 plus minutes, we're going to compete and we're going to try to put our foot on your neck and keep it there for the entire game. That's what's important to me. And if we play tough, I don't want any guys making, like you said, making business decisions and not making a tackle because they're worried about hurting. What? No, we got to make it happen. We got to enjoy this game. We got to understand on Saturdays, assault and battery becomes legal, and we got to take full advantage of that on Saturdays, and that's what's exciting about it.
Coach, anything else you want to leave the viewers with before we log off today?
No, man, it's a pleasure being back with you, man. We missed last week because you had some personal things you had to take
Right.
care of, and I had some personal things I had to take care of. But we're back together, and once the season starts, we're gonna be together 3 times a week. So it's just
Hey,
kind of a precursor to actually what we're gonna be doing and what
so
we're gonna
let's
kick
get
off.
it.
So we're excited about it.
Listen, it's going down. Coach Bernard Clark Jr., aka Tiger, through the eye of the Tiger, a continuous. Can you hear me, Coach?
I got you. I got you.
Okay, okay. Man, you put your phone on Do Not Disturb and they still come through. But no, I'm sorry, everyone. But we're gonna be coming back at you guys 3 days a week. Ramp that up through the eye of the Tiger. Pitts and Coach Bernard Clark Jr. It's going down. Let's go,
Let's
Bobby
go,
Mo.
Bobby Mo.
Y'all have a good evening. Enjoy the rest of your night.